on Northfield Township assessment appeal. Now, I'm not here alone. I do have my coworker, Teresa Chandler, here with me. We do have a good team, so she is behind the scenes. So if you have any questions during this presentation, don't forget to put them in the comments. So this is understanding your reassessments, Northfield Township appeal. The Cook County assessor is Fritz Kagi. Now, what are the responsibilities of the Cook County Assessor's Office? We set fair and accurate values for 1.9 million properties in Cook County. The value of these properties is not determined individually, but instead using a mass appraisal system that looks at general market data for the area. And we also administer property tax exemptions that may contribute to lowering your property tax bill. What our office does not do is we do not set your tax rates. We do not set your levies. We do not mail out the property tax bills, and we do not decide the balance on your property tax bill. Now, this is an overview of what the Cook County Treasurer sends out on the property tax bill. The blue one will be your first installment property tax bill, and it will be this blue color. So that would always be due in March. So remember, blue for winter. And then the second installment property tax bill will be this yellow one. And this is where you will see all your exemptions. So this is what the tax bills look like. Now, this is what your assessment notice looks like. And it tells you the assessed value of your property. So this is what you get from our office. And you will receive a reassessment notice every 3 years. Now let's take a look at the property tax bill. On the property tax bill, you will see the state equalizer, which is set by the Department of Revenue. Our office does not set the state equalizer. Like I said, it is set by Department of Revenue. Also, you will see your tax rate on the property tax bill. We also, like I mentioned before, we do not do your local tax rate. The local tax rate is set by your municipalities. And right there where you see 2020 total exemptions, this is where you will see your exemptions on your second installment property tax bill. Now, the Cook County Treasurer does a very good job of showing you where all your money goes. So when you get your second installment property tax bill, it's very important that you will take a look at where your money goes. And it will show you right here. She breaks it all down right here. And as you can see, this is an example from 2023. So this is what your municipalities asked for in 2023. And it's comparing to what they asked for in 2022. And she also puts in the difference. So when you say, where does all my money go for my property tax bill and what is going for, just take a look at this and it will tell you. This right here is valuable information for you to know. Now, the Cook County Assessor's Office, we do reassessments in triennial years. So we do assess your property every 3 years. Now, this year, we are reassessing the north suburbs. And Northfield Township is one of them. Now, the deadline to file an appeal for Northfield Township is July 31st. And as you can see here, the last time the north suburbs were reassessed were in 2022. And you should have received your reassessment notice for north suburbs. Now, right here is a review of the Northfield valuation report. So this, you could access the residential valuation report on our website. And we have the link right here at the bottom. And this here shows this chart demonstrates the sales from 2022 to 2024. And this is the assessor's median estimated market value of all homes throughout Northfield Township. As you could see here at the bottom, a single family home, 24% change from 2022. Condos, 25% change from 2022. And multifamilies, 20% change from 2022. And this is the medium change. And as you could see here in the chart, you will see from 2021 to 2024 of how the median assessor's estimated market value. Now, to compare the real estate market to the assessor's estimates. So right here, the assessor's real estate valuation report for Northfield Township. So what is this? One, identify your neighborhood code. Now, your neighborhood code could be found on your reassessments or on our website. Two, you could click on your neighborhood. And three, compare recent sales to the assessor's estimated property values. And right here where it says search and filter by neighborhood, you could put your neighborhood code there once you find your neighborhood code. And then you select, then you select your, if it's a single family home, condo, multifamily, and it will give you the real estate market summary and the assessment summary. Now, this is your reassessment notice. Let's take a look at your reassessment notice. So on your reassessment notice, you will see your PIN number, property identification number. We call it PIN number for shorts. You will see your estimated fair market value. You will see your neighborhood code and property characteristics. You will also see your current assessed value and your assessed value for the previous years. And of course, the deadline, which is very important, which is July 31st for Northfield Township. Now, this is the back side of your reassessment notice. And on here, you want to check for your exemption histories. It will list all the exemptions that we offer, and whatever exemption you qualify for, it should say on there the year and the year it was if you received it for that year. Now, if you didn't receive it for that year and you thought you did, well, don't worry. You could always contact our office and we could look it up and let you know. And at the bottom is all our contact information, especially our phone number and our social media. Now you may ask, what is common reasons to file an appeal? Well, the three common reasons to file an appeal, one is lack of uniformity, two is overvaluation, and three is incorrect property description. Now, incorrect property description could be you received your assessment notice and we say you have a brick house, but you're like, I don't have a brick house. My house has frame siding. So you could follow your appeal on the correct property description, or say we have the wrong square footage. Now the reassessment versus appeal. So how do we get to this process? One, you first receive your reassessment notice. Now, if you disagree with the estimated fair market value, that's when you can file your appeal. But you must supply a reason when you file your appeal. And our analysts review evidence to determine whether to change your property's assessment value and how much. Now, the analyst makes a decision about your appeal, whether to decrease it or to no change it, meaning it will stay the same. Now, a good rule of thumb to remember is if the property characteristics on the notice are correct and the estimated market value is within 10% of what you think your home is worth, then it is unlikely that an appeal would change your property's assessed value enough to significantly affect your property tax bill. Now, remember, if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and Teresa's here to answer those questions in the comments. Now, how to file your appeal. You could go to our website and file your appeal. So we have online system will guide you on how to file the appeal. So what you do, start a draft, save and revise, and submit. Now, you could do this all from the comfort of your home. You don't have to go into the office. You could do it right when you're sitting on the couch watching your favorite show, or in the morning if you sit at Starbucks and you have your laptop with you and say, oh, it's nice and quiet in here. I have my coffee. I think I'm going to file my appeal. And then you could submit some supporting documents if you have any. And as always, it is free to file online with their office. And just a reminder, once again, Northfield Township is open until July 31st. I'm sorry, the state right here is wrong. So it is July 31st. Now, tip of the day, a new tool within the online application allows users to find and include comparable properties in their application. Okay, so now you may wonder, well, how do I file my appeal online? So when you're on our website, you will go to the appeal link. And from that drop down menu, you will see where it says file online. So you want to click that. And it will take you to the file an appeal online. So you're going to check to see if your township is open for appeals. Well, this is Northfield Township. You received a reassessment notice, so you do know that your township is open for appeals. But for those of you who say, well, I don't think my township is being reassessed this year, how do I know when I could file an appeal? Like I stated before, you could go right up here where it says appeal, and you could also check our calendar. We do have a calendar that has all the dates for the townships of when you can file an appeal. Now, you do not need to be in a reassessment year to file an appeal. You could file an appeal every year if you'd like to. Okay, then step 2 is to have an email address ready. And once you put in your email, we will send you a code and a password, and then you could file an appeal. Step 3 is to begin. Now, to begin your appeal application, you want to go to where it says residential. If you have a single family home, that's what you want to hit, residential property. If you have a condo, a co-op, you want to go to where it says condo. Or if you have commercial property, you want to go there where it says commercial. Now, sometimes homeowners may have a condo and they might hit residential appeal by accident. It's not going to let you file. It's going to tell you that it's not going to let you file because it's not a single family home, it's a condo. So make sure if you have a condo, you go to where it says condo or co-op. This is the online filing page where it's put in your email and your password. So happy taxpayer, and then your password. You log in and you begin to file. Then it's going to take you to where it says, once again, begin filing, and then you hit next. Then you put in your PIN number and you hit where it says search. And it's going to take you to this page where it says start filing. You want to make sure your information here is correct. Now, before you get on to the next page, you're going to need to check these 2 boxes right here. You have to adhere to the Cook County Assessor's Office rules for filing. So once you hit those 2 boxes, you hit next. And now this is all your primary information, your address, zip code, property class code. Check that. Then hit next. It's going to take you to this page. You want to hit next. You're not filing a certificate of error for an appeal. And now this is not for adding comparable properties. You hit your next. So now when you get to this page, what you want to do is make sure you hit taxpayer owner. Sometimes by accident, you may not realize it, and you may hit attorney tax representative. So when you move to the next page, it's going to ask for an attorney code. But if you're not an attorney, then you won't have a code. So make sure you hit property taxpayer owner. And then at the bottom it says taxpayer description, select one. So once again, you are the taxpayer owner. You're going to hit next. Now it's going to take you to the name of the taxpayer owner. So your name's going to appear there. Now say your name is not correct on there, or you may have just purchased the property and the name hasn't changed on here. What you could do is check this box right here. It says check this box if the correct taxpayer owner does not appear. And then you're able to put your name on there. You want to put your phone number and your address. Now this is our property characteristic page. What you want to do is check this page and make sure everything on here is correct. Say we have on here a 2-car garage and you have a 1-car garage. That's easy to change. Just hit the box where it says 1 car and that's changed. Then we go here and it says property, your description of your property, what we have your market value as, and what you think your desired market value should be. So say like this example, we have it at 620,000, but you say, well, there's no way my house is worth that. You could put what you think that your house is estimated market value right here in this box. If you're not sure, then just put 0. Now up here, what you want to do is check the reason you're filing an appeal for. Is it lack of uniformity? Then you would put your comparable properties if you have them. Over evaluation, which is self-explanatory if you think your house is, overvalued. And just put which one while you're filing your appeal for. And it's going to ask, how is this subject used? So you click single family home, other, whatever your home is. Now you could search for comparable properties online. So this right here is within the filing of your appeal. So you could hit find comparable properties. And they'll bring. Okay, so it's going to bring up this grid, and it's going to, when searching for comparative properties, please make sure that you're finding homes that are, one, the closest to you. So like homes that are within your small area, like a block or 2 away or within that area, not homes that are like 50 miles away, made of the same construction. Like I said, you want to compare your frame house to a frame house, your brick house to a brick house. Houses that have the same square footage and in the same neighborhood code. Now right here, what you want to do is attach an appeal narrative. You may ask, well, what is an appeal narrative? Now this could be something extra, like say you have extra comparables that you want to attach. You could make up a Word document. If you have pictures, if you have any kind of documentation that would help you saying why your assessed value shouldn't be that high, this is where you would attach it. Then it will bring you to this page, and it will ask again for your name, your phone number, and your email address will be right here at the bottom. Now it's going to ask if you want to submit. Then it's going to ask Are you sure you want to submit the filing? Now, please remember, if you do have any attachments that you want to put in the narrative and you submit, the system will not let you go back in and resubmit. But say, oh, I have a lot of things I need to submit, but I can't do that right now. So I'm just going to log out of here and, maybe do it tomorrow or later on. Then you could come back and do it if you did not submit. And please remember, once again, do not wait till the last day to file your appeal. Do not wait to 11:50 on the day of the deadline, July 31st, because things could happen. Your computer could go out. The electricity could go out. You could get up and let the dog out, maybe get something to eat in their fridge. You come back, start your appeal again, and boom, try to submit it. It's 12:01, and it's not going to let you. So please make sure you do this early. Now, after you submit your appeal, it's going to give you a filing number. So please make sure you write down that filing number. So if you want to call or email and see what's going on with your appeal, we're going to ask for that filing number. Or you could take a screenshot of it with your phone. And just remember, your results of your appeal, whether you received a decrease or stayed the same, will be mailed to you. Now, please keep in mind that property taxes are paid or you're behind. So if you file now for your appeal and you get your second installment bill this year and you say, hey, I won my appeal, why isn't my assessed value lowered to what my reduction was when I filed the appeal? That's because it won't be on this year's second installment property tax bill. It's going to be on next year's second installment property tax bill. So it will be on your 2025 second installment property tax bill payable in 2026 if you do get a reduction in assessed value due to your appeal. What else? So now we could go into check your exemption history. So we also offer property tax exemption. So right here on our property detail page, you could check exemption history, appeal history, assessment history, and read about reassessments. And it's all here on our website. Now we have 9 appeals that you could apply for. I know right here is 8, but I'll get to that. So we have the homeowner's exemption, the veterans with disability exemption, the persons with disability exemptions, the home improvement exemption, the senior exemption, the returning veterans exemption, senior freeze exemption, and the longtime occupant exemption. And we just added a new exemption that is not on here, but it is the World War II exemption for veterans who were in World War II. So if you have a neighbor or a family member that was in the World War II, let them know about that exemption, and that could be found on our website. So applying for exemptions, please note exemptions deductions, once again, only appear on the second installment property tax bill. So when you receive your second installment property tax bill, you will see right here where it says tax calculator on your tax bill, and it will show your exemptions, homeowner or senior freeze, if you do qualify for those exemptions, and it will have the amount right there. If it says 0, that means you did not get your exemption for some reason or another. Then you could apply for a certificate of error, which will mean you will get money back. So now we are always here to help you. So you could always contact us at our phone number. You could contact us on social media, or you could also make an appointment for in-person assistance at one of our locations listed right here. And you could also sign up for or to receive emails from our office, which will give you a lot of information of when you can apply for your exemptions. It will ask you for your township, when you could appeal, but you could also scan our QR code. So you could take your phone and scan that QR code, and it'll give you a wealth of information to our website Linktree. Now, once again, Northfield Township appeal deadline is July 31st. Okay, let's see. Do we have any questions? Any questions on here? Let's see. Okay, it says here, the senior freeze exemption freezes the equalized assessed value. Okay, next our answers to some of our questions here. Looks like Teresa answered some of the questions. We have a question from YouTube from Kathy. She said, I received a homeowner's exemption, senior exemption, and senior freeze exemption. How will the reassessment notice affect my taxes? Okay, it looks like that was answered already. It said the senior freeze exemption freezes, what that does is freezes your equalized assessed value of your property. At that level, it was in your first qualified and applied for the exemption. This means that future increases in your property's assessed value would not affect the EVA used to calculate your property taxes, as long as you continue to qualify. If you lower your assessed value, you possibly could lower your exemption savings. So if you do have a senior exemption or senior freeze exemption, and you do apply for an appeal and it does reduce your assessed value, that could also reduce your savings for the senior freeze. Okay, I don't think we have any more questions that I could see on here, but thank you everyone for joining us this evening. You could have been anywhere else this evening, but thank you for spending time with me and with Teresa, answering in the background. Once again, we thank you. I thank you. Teresa thanks you. And Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi thanks you for joining us and spending time with us this evening. All right, everyone. Have a good evening.